Hey guys, Tina France here. How's it going? I hope you're enjoying all of the Shockwave training. I know it's really cool to have training by top directors and really successful people in the field because you want to learn from someone who is doing things well and the movers and shakers. I mean, you're not going to go to a dentist with no teeth, right? Right. So I'm really excited about this training, you guys. Today I get to bring you a training on referrals, and I just love doing referrals. In fact, I feel like referrals is probably one of the more simple ways to run your business and continue building your business because it's more of a warm connection instead of a super cold connection like lead generating sometimes is. But there's a place for all kinds of lead generating in our business. And so I love getting referrals. And there's two types of referrals or two types of ways in the past that I personally have gotten referrals that I really like. And so I'm going to first tell you those two ways. And then I'm going to tell you an option of if what if they don't, what if they're all looking at you like you have eight heads and they don't want to give you any names? Or if you're looking around and no one's really writing names down, what do you do then? So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And then I'm going to finally talk about what do you do at the individual consultation once you have a list of referrals or don't? What do you do with that? And then how do you connect with those referrals that you do collect? So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I will be supporting you with scripts and documents and all the things you need so you feel well supported and you have some resources after you watch this to really increase the amount of referrals that you get and how the bookings that you get with those referrals. Okay. So first of all, there's two ways that I love to get referrals. The first way is the deserted island game, which if you've been in Mary Kay for a hot minute, you probably know this game. It is basically where if you have a party, I don't really do this with a one person or a double facial because it just kind of feels weird, but when there's like multiple people, I will say, hey, I want you to imagine that you're of course I'm getting a call right when I'm doing this, that you're on a deserted island and that you are stranded there, you're by yourself, but it's like this beautiful tropical island. And it just so happens that you're stranded there with your hunka burning love, like your crush, your husband, your man love, your celebrity crush, whatever. And you're only allowed to have one makeup item in your pocket. Like one makeup item you are allowed to have on that deserted island where there's no place to buy makeup. What is that one makeup item that it's like your must have if I leave the house and I only can have one, that's the one I'm going to have. And I want you to write that on your paper. And so this is usually during satin lip balm soaking in or break between skincare and like dash out the door or whatever you're doing. Or when the mask is drying, I like to do if you're doing a mask. This is a great time to play this game. So they are writing down their item, and you're going to say, okay, so we're going to play a game. It's really fun, and you get to earn that either free or half off right now. So let me just explain how that goes. So the greatest compliment that you can give me, and if you've had a lot of fun tonight, is to introduce me to some of your friends and family members. And I just want to tell you before you start writing names and numbers down to try to win this competition, please think of people in your life that are your happy friends, not your mean, witchy friends. It's like, please protect your friend Tina from your witchy friends. No, I'm just like, but like your happy friends, you know. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to message them, either call, text, some type of message. I'm going to connect with them. You can say that. I'm going to connect with them and offer them a skincare session and a gift card on your behalf. And we're gonna have fun. So if you had fun, you think they'll have fun, this is a great way for them to have a session and get a little spending cash at that session. And I'm working on a really big goal right now, and then insert your goal. And so I need this many faces by the end of next month or, the end of the quarter. So it'd be really awesome if I could meet some of your friends because you guys have been so much fun. And I know the people you are around are probably just as fun. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of time and I want you to write their names and numbers down. And whoever has the most is getting their item free tonight. And whoever writes down 10, 20, you can pick your number, gets their item at half off tonight. So little freebies for the fun. And I'm going to play some music and give you guys a minute to go through your phones. Again, whoever has the most names wins theirs for free. Or you can say whoever gets done first, 21st, gets theirs free. And then I will turn on the Friends theme song. That one. Because it's all about friends, right? You're putting your friends down. And then they start writing. And now you're like, I don't want to give away that much. I don't want to give away all those half off items, and I don't want to give away a free blah blah blah. You could do tickets. You could say the person who um gets the most gets 10 tickets, or the person who or you all get entered to win. You get how many entries in to win your item for free or for half off. You could say that too. So that's the first way that I get names. Second option is called Big Gift, Little Gift. And I got this from Shay Brinkley, who's my featured daughter-in-law. And she gets a ton of referrals, and she gets a lot of bookings from referrals. And one of her videos went viral, or audio, I think it was a Zoom, went viral because of how well she was doing with referrals. And so what she does, and what we have continued to do at our events, is say, like, for every 10 names you get a little gift, which is a $5 gift card. Okay, $5 gift card. Um, and then for 20 names, you get a big gift, which is a full-size product. Now, for you, it could be a full-size mini, like a mini, deluxe mini, or it could be like a lip gloss, or a mascara, or an eyeliner, or lip liner, whatever. You could have a full-size giveaway bag. It could also be discontinued items. It could be limited edition items that are no longer in the catalog. I mean, you can have that as an option for people to pick from if they do 20 names for you. Now, the back of the profile card gives you a little space for that, but I like having a full sheet for that. So I'm going to give you the sheet that I use. I'm going to post that in Facebook, so you have the full size sheet. But if you only have that, it's better than nothing. But I have a full size sheet, and I print two on one piece of paper and I cut them. And so I save on printing, and it's perfect size to just slip in with the profile card. So it's not super big and awkward. So Big Gift, Little Gift is also a really great way to collect game, because then everyone feels like they're winning. So if you are really, here's my thing about giveaways. If you're really struggling with bookings, like, you put product, but like in your weakness, where you're struggling, where you need to get names and you need to get results. If you're not struggling with referrals, and like you don't need a bunch of names, then just do like tickets for all of that. You can just tickets for this, tickets for that, tickets for everything. But the Big Gift, Little Gift was really allowing us to get a ton of new leads. And I really thought that was a good option. So, okay, now what if people look at you like you have 8 heads and you're like, they are not giving me names? So there is 2 things you can do that with that. First, you could say, now I know you're all looking at me like I have 8 heads. Like, I'm not giving this chick names of my friends and family. I mean, call it out, call the elephant in the room out, because honesty is the best policy. And I just say, listen, I am not going to be like Scary K. And I only say this if no one's writing down. So I'm not just going to give out this statement. But if they're not writing names down, or if only one, like a couple people are, but a couple people aren't, I might go down and bend next to them and say, I know, I promise you, I'm not like Scary K. I know it's weird giving out your friends and family's number. And then they're going to tell you, like, I just don't have any friends. And I'm like, well, just maybe put down some family members, or give them some ideas, like people you work with, or maybe even like some of your kids' moms that like you see at a sports thing, just give them some ideas. And if they're still like, I don't want to give you my names and numbers, I'm like, listen, the only reason I'm asking you is because you guys have been a lot of fun, and I would love to meet people that know you, because I just want to meet cool people. I don't want to meet weird people. And they're like laughing, and they still might not. And so I'll say then, but if they do after that, then I'll say, listen, what if I give you guys a text that you just can send to your friends and family, and some of your people in your phone, and then then they can just message me? Would that be more comfortable for you guys? And then a lot of them will say, like, yeah, I could do that. And so then I'll send the hostess, and I'll have her send everybody else this text, and it says, hey there, I just wanted to let you know that I'm currently at a Mary Kay facial, and it's really fun, and my face feels amazing, and I'm able to give a session and a gift card to some of my favorite friends, and I thought of you. This is Tina's number. Give her my number. All you have to do is text beauty session to that number, and she will totally hook you up with what I just did tonight, and I think you'll love it. Okay, so that's the text I send to the hostess. She sends it to the party, and then they can start sending that out in their phone. Believe it or not, I actually got some really good bookings using that. And so you can do that. And I think, and I will post this as well, because I know people are going to ask. But that is a way of everyone's looking at you like you have 8 heads, to still potentially connect with some of those people. Now, at the individual consultation, when you sit down to like do the individual consultation, if you grab their referral sheet and there's nothing on it, again, you can say, "Oh, I see you didn't give me any names. Like, was I that weird and you don't want, am I too weird for your friends?" And I laugh and they're like, "No, no, no, I just don't know anybody," or "No, I just feel awkward giving my number." And if I didn't do that didn't send them that text, then I'll send it to them now. But if they do have a list of names on their referral sheet, this is what I do. I'll just be like, "Hey girl, thank you so much for giving me some names. I cannot wait to meet some of your friends because if they're as awesome as you, I'll be like so excited. If you had to pick your top five favorite people on this list, who would they be? Could you circle them?" And then she's going to circle her top five friends. And especially if I have a bigger party, I'm only going to do five. If it's only like two or three people, I may ask her to just give me little things on each one. But once she circles her top five, I'm like, "Okay, what do you love about her? And how do you know her?" And then she's like, "Sister." And then I love her personality and she's funny. This is my mom and she's always taking care of everyone. This is my aunt and, she loves to host things at her house, on holidays and she's a great host. So she's going to write those. I'm going to write those things down as she's telling me. I'm doing that for a very strategic reason. So when I do call my referrals, I have something to say about them, a nice compliment. And the reason I even do this now is because somebody did it to me. Somebody did it to me. Somebody called me and was like, "Okay, so and so gave me your name and she told me that you were the person that knows everyone in like everybody knows you as the Mary Kay person and you're like you should be just called Mary Kay or something like that." I was like, it was a really nice compliment on my voicemail that made me think, huh, I didn't call back right away, but when they called again, I answered because it was such a nice compliment. And so I just felt more inclined to talk to them. I don't know what it was. Like compliments make people feel more connected to you because they feel flattered, I guess. And so when you do call them, that's kind of what you see. You call them, not don't text them. Text is my like kind of last resort, or if I'm like really crunched for time. But like most of the time, I'm really calling people because first of all, they might not answer their phone and you're just gonna leave a voicemail anyway. But if they do, they're like hearing a friendly, happy voice. And most people that call are telemarketers or your mom or, like I just feel like it's a good way to connect with someone by using your voice because everyone is not doing that right now. Okay. So when I do call, I'll be like, "Hey, is this Jessica?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Jessica, I just hung out with your sister April last night. Oh my gosh, we had such a good time. She told me that you are like the cut up of the family, like you make everyone laugh. I just had to meet you. Like we totally have to be friends." And she's like, "Oh, haha, that's funny." And we'll joke about it for a little bit and I might add something to that if her sister added something to that. And I'll say, "Listen, your sister, we had such a good time last night. You should call her and ask her about it. But we had such a good time last night. She actually gifted you a session with me, what I did with her, and a gift card to spend at your session. And so I was just calling to see if we could set that up, if a weekday works better or if a weekend works better for you. I don't know really your schedule, but I'm sure you're busy like everybody else." And then we book it. And so, and she, it's like, I don't know, but it's easy. It's just easier when you do that. Now, if she doesn't answer, I will leave a message and I'll say something like, I'm not going to tell her why I'm calling. I'm just going to say like, "Hey, Jessica, this is Tina. You have no idea who I am. But your sister April and I got together last night. Oh my gosh, we had a blast. And she told me about you and she said you're like the most hilarious person ever. And I totally had to call you because we have to be friends. But I do have a question for you and a gift for you from her. So if you have a second, give me a call back." I mean, very simple, like keep it very simple. And if she doesn't call you back that day or the next day, then I will call again the third day. And then in worst case scenario, I'll send a text. So what does my text sound like? Very similar. It's, I'll post this too. It's, "Hi, this is Tina, and I left you a voicemail, and I don't know if you got it, and we've never met, but I got together with your sister or your mutual friend, or you fill in the blank, April, and she actually connected me to you, told me how hilarious you are, one of her favorite people. I had to be friends, meet you, whatever, and she gifted you with a gift card and a complimentary session with me, just like we had. Isn't she the sweetest?" And like send that, and then she's gonna respond, "Oh my gosh, that's so fun. Yeah, blah blah blah." And then I'm gonna say, "Okay, awesome. Thanks for getting back to me. This is what you were gifted." And then you say like a completely free session that includes a skincare consultation, or you can say a luxury skin consultation. Um, and optional foundation and color matching, gift card to spend on anything you want, but there's no obligation to buy. How does that sound? So very simple, and then, get it booked. So that is how you're supposed to like connect with people. Like just be real and complimentary, honest, authentic compliments, not nothing fake or weird. Um, I remember Sean Key said something funny, used to be a part of our company. He was like, it's okay to have fun, just don't be weird. Or something like that. Like, be fun, but just don't be weird. Anyway, so but I promise you guys, referrals are the way to go. And so here's what I'm going to offer you. I'm going to offer you some resources on the Deserted Island game. I'm going to offer you some resources on the Big Gift, Little Gift. I'll give you some scripting and some words, the sheet, and that way you guys can start getting some like tons of new names at your appointments and never run out of names. Never run out of names. All right. So thank you for joining. And yeah, good luck getting some names. I know you can do it.